Chicka chicka JV. Blood on the streets. Buy the dip. Bitcoin sale. Take advantage of it. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis. We ain't seen a crash like this since 1987. But guess what? New record Bitcoin hash rate. Biddy price follows the hash. And quoting the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Kaiser, China, Russia have a card up their sleeve to fight the U.S. tariffs. That's the gold-backed stable coins that start a run out of the U.S. banks and U.S. dollars. We'll also be discussing billionaire investor would not be surprised if the Trumpster postpones the tariffs. We'll also be discussing nearly 400,000 FTX users risk losing $2.5 billion worth of repayments, as well as U.S. tech sector about to witness an economic Armageddon amid the Trump tariffs. We'll also be discussing rich dad Robert Kiyosaki warns of the biggest market crash has arrived, suggesting 3 non-Wall Street assets to weather the storm. We'll also be discussing, here's Michael Saylor's Bitcoin price prediction if we hit the 500 trillion market cap. And I know it sounds crazy to discuss at this moment, but you already know we'll be discussing the latest from the Giga Chad, Mikey Saylor. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market, all this plus so much motherfucking more on today's live stream. Blood on the streets, fam. Nice intro. Thank you, Shortcoin. Chicka, 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 Slim JV with the Nippinator. Give it up for the Nip. Shout out everyone in the live chat. Happy Sunday, fun day. Markets are definitely reacting right now. We've been dripping. We're below 80,000 right now. Will we touch 77? That's been the low pretty much for the past couple of weeks, and we already tapped 78, currently above 79.8. Let me know your thoughts, and welcome everyone join the live stream, Tri-Stream. We're live on X Rumble and YouTube. Shout out Poe, Eric Coe, smash the likes. Oracle's not worried at all because 1 Bitcoin is always equal to 1 Bitcoin, precisely. Bitcoin could be 2,000 fiat, 1 Bitcoin still equivalent to 1 Bitcoin. Red BlackRock sold 1 billion worth of the biddy. I didn't even read that, lizard folk. Bitcoin I buy, the MicroStrategy I am glad. I love the pain, buying the dip. That's right, max pain, max acceleration ahead. Bigger picture, all-time high hash rate. So don't get her twisted. Seize the moment. And let me go ahead and check the X feed. Shout out everyone in advance. Anyone commenting, quoting the live stream will get reposted. I just went ahead and pinned the stream at the top of the profile. Today it's Darth JV. I'm rocking the dark. Black on black on black. How do you like that? Yeah, if you guys can comment, quote the live stream, greatly appreciated. I will be checking the stream, the feed throughout the entire stream. Shout out Chris. And of course, shout out Shandy and Serge. Always appreciated. The bull market's over. We're going to zero, apparently. Hide your kids, hide your wives, hide your cats, hide your dogs. Nippinator live and in the building. That's what's up. But anyways, man, pretty wild. And of course, over the weekend. So if we do continue to pump, we're going to have a huge CME gap and most likely revisit this week. So, and I think, I don't know, I didn't even look at the stock market this morning, but I would assume stocks will be following if they're not already tumbling. Just bought more MicroStrategy. Strategy B. Cheers. Stack the sats.
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near. I can't stand waiting. There is no debating. I waited all day, maybe I need a life. But Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JV.
Welcome everyone to the live stream. JV and Nippinator, live and in the flesh, blood on these streets. Markets are crashing, pretty little bitty, down 3,100 on the day, as you can see on the Bitcoin price action on your screen. How low will she go? Will we retest 77, which is the current local low achieved a couple of weeks ago? Let me know your thoughts, family. And did you see that crazy news? A GameStop employee straight up shanked a customer in the neck. So I had to respond to that. But what the GameStop employees can't be shanking customers in the neck once Bitcoin's on the balance sheets. Let's hurry up. As you know, they did their convertible note offering, raising $1.5 billion, now have $6 billion worth of dry capital. And it's just not a good look when the employees are shanking the customers. So as you know, Bitcoin perpetuates peace and love. No more of this fiat crap. No more shanking at the GameStops, please. If you're one of the employees listening to the stream right now, it's unacceptable. 71.5 says Lizard Folk. Maybe we test 69 again. Previous cycle all-time high. Who knows, yo? Shout out Shortcoin. Church is in session. I'm going to be preaching the Holy Gospel of Satoshi for the next couple of hours. You know how we do. Bitcoin will be fine. Stocks have been overvalued since 2008. Good point. Bitcoin is way undervalued. Couldn't agree more. Bitcoin forced by the dip, says Watts Miner. They not like us. In fact, more than half of you watching are not like us. You're not subscribed to the channel. CryptoNewsAlerts.net. Hit the sub. It's free to do so. 200 people on the stream. And again, I'm going to be streaming for the next couple of hours. We do got a lot to share, as always. And again, welcome if you're just tuning into the live stream right now. Let's go. What up, Adam? Bitcoins are ripping like the new Scottie Pippen. Bitcoins are dripping. Something like that. Yeah, I mean. But yeah, man. Wild times amongst us. Inverse Kramer has spoken. Oh boy. Bitcoin por siempre, says Nigel. Welcome, Nigel. Smash the like, subscribe. It's free to do so. It always seems more difficult to get likes and stuff when we're tanking. But nonetheless, let's keep hope alive. Please, smash that like. I do understand we have a $25 million prediction today. But, yeah, I mean, we're going to cover the bear, the bloodshed, and then we'll go to the bull, as we always do. Bought 2 more ASICs yesterday. Gearing up. That's what's up, brother. Cheers to that. JV, how do I win a free membership? Well, every first of the month, I gift 10 memberships, and oftentimes our CNA fam will just gift memberships, but we don't get to choose who it is. It's completely random. And in order to win, you just got to be in the stream. Make sure you're in the chat in which you are, and there you have it. The Oracle just gifted 5 memberships. Let's see who the winners are. Robert O'Connor, the Golden Eagle, Brandon K, Mick Crypto, Space UK, and Snake Corleone. You've all been hooked up with a MicroStrategy membership of the channel on behalf of our one and only Oracle. So first and foremost, show the Oracle some love. Thank you and congratulations to all the new members of the channel. This gong strike is for you. I just made it to 10% of a Bitcoin, 0.1 BTC. That's a congratulations for you, brother. Well done. And again, Chandy, thank you so much. I know Fax is visiting you today. It's Bitcoin Go time. It always is, live with the best news. Thank you so much. And the Oracle, everyone says thank you. Yeah, it's very kind of you. And again, welcome all the new members of the channel. Let's kick off today's show as we do each and every day. If you're new to the channel, important, smash the likes, go ahead, subscribe, then ring the bell. Turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto newsletters every single day, 7 days a week, just like this. Happy Sunday, fun day, blood on the streets in the market. As you can see, preload biddy down $3,300 on the day. Massive crash across markets. Today is April 6, 2025. I'm your host, JV, and today is pod episode number 1955. Let's kick it off with our market watch. We'll start with Coin 360. Should be able to see here on your screen. Bitcoin down 4% on the day. We also have Ethereum down 9%, all the way down to 1,600. Craziness. XRP down 6%, trading back under $2. Solana down 9%. Some of these alts down over 10%. Complete bloodshed, carnage, and wreck city in the alt market. And checking out coinmarketcap.com. The current crypto market cap all the way down to 2.53 trillion. Bitcoin market cap all the way down to 1.579 trillion. We got roughly 69 billion worth of volume in the past 24 hours. The volume's actually up roughly 57% on the day. Here's the silver lining. Bitcoin dominance is up. Currently 62.5%. Ether dominance, the lowest I've seen it in like 5 years, 7.8%. Womp womp for the ETH holders. Checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours. We got the Pi Network leading the pack, followed by EOS, followed by Zcash. Very modest gains as 95% of the market is correcting and in the red bloodshed. And checking out Crypto bubbles, we get a visual perspective on the day. It's not like we really need it. Virtually everything bleeding, unfortunately. Zoom it out on the weekly, very similar scenario. Zoom it out on the monthly. I mean, some of these top alts down 20, 30, 40 plus percent. Checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Today we're at 34. Fear yesterday at 30. Last week at 32. Last month at 34. Checking out the infamous time chain calendar. We're currently on block height number 891,206. We have 158,794 blocks until the next halving in 2028, and you currently exchange one fiat monopoly dollar for 1,257 sats. Pick up the sats, put down the gats, pick up some Bitcoin caps from my man Sergio, of course, over at bitcoincaps.net. And if you don't know, now you know, broskies. Blood on the streets, blood on the streets. Chicka, 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 chicka. Slim JV, stacking BTC with Slim Nipsey. ETH and XRP are trash, says the Biddy Force. Nigel says, exactly, strong hands win. 79.5, it's pretty tasty right now. It is pretty tasty, isn't it? Especially if you're a buyer. Honey Badger don't give a what? Bullish ride or die. In it to win it. Bitcoin's a dripping like the old Scottie Pippen. Dropping the ball, Scotty. We need old Rodman in the house with the elbows, with the rebounds. Roughhousing. Call me Roughhouser Doogie McGee. Biddy McGee. Bitcoin 2025. Bitcoin dropped 12%. The worst first quarter in 7 years. It's just crazy because we're only down 4%, but $4,000 when Bitcoin's at 100 grand. 1% is a G note. You know what I mean? Some still got the dry powder here, waiting to see what the Asian markets do tonight. Good point. XRP to 30 cents again soon. Good Lord. Ja Hodl. Shout out Ron B. What it do? Ja bless, broski. And again, welcome everyone joining the live stream. Happy 420. We got roughly 420 people here, and we're approaching 420 on the shot clock. You already know. Looking close at the dip. Let her rip, Tater Chip. BTFD, you know how we do. Shout out JC Ice. Make sure you're following our beloved moderator. Sunday Fun Day, stack the sats. Come on in and watch number one Bitcoin pod on the planet. BTFD, baby. Shout out Ghost, keeping it Ghost. Appreciate that. Just hit you with a repost, Ghost. And shout out to the Crypto Surge. Steven, cheers, brother. Appreciate the support. Of course, Chandy, you're the greatest. Short Coin, Chris, and the rest of the fam. Make sure to repost the stream, spread the word. Markets are correcting. I can't believe Ethereum's 1,600. I kind of can, but at the same time, I just don't recall seeing this low of a price in many years. So complete wreck city. And again, the silver lining, two silver linings here. The Bitcoin hash rate just hit a new all-time high. And also the Bitcoin dominance is back on the climb, taking market cap from a lot of the shit coins. Every once in a while, we have to do it. Zoom out into the Bitcoin smashing. Exactly. People are like, oh my God, JV, Bitcoin's down 4% on the day. Yeah, and I'm still up 50x on my Bitcoin investment. So be it. 2 more Bitcoin incoming. Let's go. Let it rip. Yeah, man, who's selling the Bitcoin? That's what I would love to know. Idiots, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. XRP is getting wrecked too. Yeah, everything's getting wrecked pretty much in the market, except Nipinator. If you hold Nip coin, it's up 1,000,000%. The only coin in the market. BTFD dips like this are meant for you to buy. Exactly. A great buying opportunity. Kind of reminds me of the Novid crash, March of 2020. Bitcoin dipped to 4,000. That was my last major buy, by the way. It was all the way back in 2020. Bitcoin was like $4,000. I took advantage of that. Let it, yeah, man. Bitcoin market placing, everything not nailed down for the biddy. Nail it down, Charlie Brown. Whatever it takes. We're going up forever, Laura, after the dip. You got to calculate the dip, of course. What up, Faku? Going to 30. I don't know about all that, but if we did, so be it. Blood on the streets. The Bitcoin dominance will probably rip to 90% if we go to 30. Shit coins. Adios. Probably never recover ever again. What up, Fax? I'm driving and can still repost. What's your excuse? These mofos and their excuses, unacceptable. Thank you for calling them out on their bullshit, Fax. But appreciate you guys. Let's dive into today's TA, a little astrology for the broskies, of course. Headline here reads, and we'll also pull up the live charts. Bitcoin falls below 80 Gs. Will Pi, OKB, GT, and Atom outperform Bitcoin and the altcoins? Who cares? I doubt it. Altcoins rarely outperform Bitcoin when we're dipping, but whatever. Last week, Bitcoin began showing early signs of decoupling from the U.S. stock markets. Bitcoin was relatively flat over the week, while the S&P plunged 9% and losing like over $5 trillion in the stock market. The sell-off was maybe even $10 trillion because it was two back-to-back bloodshed days. The sell-off was triggered by the following of President Trump's April 2nd global tariff announcement, which escalated further April 4th as China retaliated with new tariffs on the U.S. goods. Even gold was not spared and was down 2% on the week. Did you hear that, Peter Schiff? Now, Alpine Fox founder Mike Alfred highlighted in a post that a gold market is bullish for Bitcoin. And during the previous cycle, gold led the Bitcoin for a short while, but eventually Biddy caught up and grew 10 times or more than gold. That's right, we 10x. He added that it would not be any different this time. And if we were to 10x from 80 Gs, we're talking 800,000 per pretty little bitty. And although short-term outperform of the Bitcoin is an encouraging sign, traders should remain cautious until further clarity emerges on the macroeconomic front. If the U.S. stock market witnesses another round of the selling, crypto markets may also come under pressure, which precisely what's happening. A handful of the alts are showing strength on the charts. I dare say no. Virtually everything's in the red right now, but Bitcoin bulls have failed to push the price. My understanding is, being these altcoins are featured in the headline, the owners probably paid the news source to feature them and talk positive about them, which is very common with a lot of article sources. That's why you got to be very sus on anything you read. And you're lucky you got me as your presenter to see through the bullshit. And let's just stick to the bitty here. Bitcoin bulls have failed to push the price above the resistance line, but they have not ceded much ground to the bears. This suggests that the bulls have kept up the pressure. Now, the pressure's on. It's a hit. The 20-day exponential average, currently 84, is flattening out, and the RSI, Relative Strength Index, is just below the midpoint, signaling a balance between supply and demand. This advantage will tilt in favor of the bulls on a break and close above the resistance line. There is currently resistance at 89, but if that level gets taken out, the Bitcoin pair can ascend towards 100 Gs. Well, we're currently nowhere near there. The 80,000 is the vital support to watch out for, which we just broke below to the downside. If that level cracks, next eye on the prize is 76.6, so which is pretty much the local low we have seen a couple of weeks ago. And if that doesn't hold up, we're likely to revisit 73 and most likely retest the previous cycle all-time high of all the way down to 69 Gs. Here's a 4-hour chart, but what I'd love to do is actually pull up the live charts, but first I want to read you some of the silver lining. New record Bitcoin hash rate. Even though we're plummeting, the hash rate just hit a new all-time high, and as you know, the Bitcoin price follows the hash rate. Max Kaiser points out that China and Russia have card up their sleeve to fight the U.S. tariffs, the gold-backed stablecoins that start to run out of the U.S. banks and the U.S. dollar. He also recently tweeted the deflationary era of the globalization is over. We have entered an inflationary era of deglobalization. Americans will be shocked at how high the prices go, and many will be impoverished. The era of financialization, starting with Reagan and Thatcher, was the foundation of this painful reckoning. Bitcoin is the only thing that can preserve your wealth and purchasing power. And there you have it. The high priest has spoken. And I promised to pull up some of the live charts. Let's do that really quick. Live chart action, Jackson. And don't forget to pump the likes, family. I appreciate it. So yeah, as you can see here, here's the 1-hour chart. You can see 3 consecutive bearish red candles that took us all the way down to the 78 level. And we're recovering a bit, maintaining just above 79.5 at the time of the live. We do have a bear scenario sitting at 73. Let me know where you feel the bottom will likely be. Or do you think the bottom is already in? Holla. And zooming out a little further, we take a look at a 4-hour chart. Says you can see a huge red candle, and happy 420, by the way. A few different bull scenarios on the board. One at 113.7, which take us back above price discovery, and we also have one sitting at 105.5. We have a bear scenario 73.5. Which direction do you think the pretty little bitty will head next? Let me know. And zooming out, we check out the daily. The daily chart says we're going up forever, Laura, but we got a temporary setback. Rising wedge bull scenario in the blue sitting at 128. Good Lord, that's a good target. Sender, let her rip. We have a red target sitting at 113 and a green target at 113.7. A few bear scenarios, one at just shy of 69. We have one at 49, and good Lord, $34,000. That's wild. And zooming out from there, we take a look at a next chart. We look at the weekly. As you can see here, we still have the cup and handle target of 124. Obviously, we dropped a lot. Currently trading sideways. $1 million question becomes, do we continue dropping, testing lower lows, or are we likely to bounce back? You guys let me know your thoughts. I think with all this tariff crap, I don't think things are going to recover miraculously, by tomorrow. I think it's going to be a very bearish week, but we shall soon see. I don't have a crystal ball, obviously, so you guys let me know your thoughts, and I'll read your comments out loud. Bull market is over, says Moonwalker. Hey, JV, watch from the Cornwall, England. Shout out to the fairground, keeping it fair. 1256 sats per dollar. There's the silver lining. More sats per dollar. Trade the fiat monopoly dollar. The artificial Illuminati notes for the hardest asset to ever exist in mankind. Pretty little bitty. Exactly. The technicals for the monthly are really bullish. Strong buy all around. Right on. I started that parody last year. I couldn't make it work and left it for another day. I shall try again. I may be wrong, but I think JV may have sent bars to me for the Thunder parody last year. Oh, yeah, I actually did. I did. If so, they are gone. Resend it. I guess I got to search my chat history. But yeah, I think we were working on a remix to the Imagine Dragons. There was lightning before the thunder, and it was my first time making a parody because I actually copied the lyrics from the song and then I rewrote them accordingly. But I don't think we ever produced that song. You're slipping, Chandy. You're slipping. JV is the Bitcoin Noah. That's right. Get on the ark. Nippinator's in the ark. Hop in. Biddy on sale. Money printer go burr. Precisely. Pretty little bitty.
Oh, bring me up, bitty glow. Prize discovery, yeah, let it show. Bang, 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 like a B-52. We built a bitty.
Stacked revolutionary love shack.
Love the family photo, brother. Shout out to Serge and his beautiful family. Love the CNA cap on the little one. How awesome is that? I take it that's a photo from your recent cruise, family cruise, and awesome, man. Living your best lives. Awesome. About to repost that one.
I'm stacking sats like it's Max and Stacy. Stacking sats cause tax is crazy. I'm stacking sats cause the IMF hates me. Stacking sats cause the haters don't faze me. No Diddy, no Jay-Z. Stacking the biddy like it's Nipsey and JV. Stacking the biddy like it's paper and Chandy. Stacking BTC like caffeine in my canteen. Life is a game of chess that makes biddies the damn queen. Stacking BTC till they cancel me and I can't stream. Like Biggie, it was all a dream. Now the biddy has set me free.
Going, let's biddy up, babe. Bang, bang on the door, baby, never let it fade. Auto house strong, yeah, we built it this way. No one to hold 'em, yeah, we're holding, never folding.
I've always been a rapper, honky cracker.
Now I'm a pastor, Bitcoin stacker. I'm a master of the Bitcoin standard. I just reposted everyone, so thank you guys. I did it from both my accounts, by the way. For those that don't know, I have a secondary account called BTC News Alerts, which I encourage you guys to follow just in case as a backup. I only have 284 followers here, but it gives me the opportunity to repost all of you guys twice. So we can spread more love, get you guys more followers. And if you guys can comment, quote, repost each other's stuff here as a part of the CNA fam, it'll only help one another. So thank you guys. Biddy bang bang, biddy biddy bang bang. JV spit flames, lava pump through the veins. You know what I mean? Bad day for the biddy? Oh no. I wouldn't say, I mean, what's a 4% dip? Nothing new to see here. I recall Bitcoin 10% dips, 20% dips, 4% is just like, yeah, it's all good. I think it's, I mean, sometimes it's necessary. Wipe out the weak hands, tank the alt market, and, more flowing into Bitcoin at the end of the day as the Bitcoin dominance maintains its dominance, if you know what I mean. Jelly bean. Bitty bitty bang bang. Goiki. Almost sounds like Goku. Let's go. Bitcoin merch. It's only for anyone who bought above the 80 G's, baby. But anyways, fam, keep the comments flowing. The stream's blowing up finally. 900 people here. I'm going to go ahead and repost my own post. Let me just log into the right account there. I'm not bringing any snakes or spiders besides my tattoos. That's hilarious. Facts. But yeah, you guys are going to notice the stream pinned at the top of the profile. The greatest thing you can do is hit the heart button and hit the repost button. The repost is the 2 arrows. Right now there's 12 reposts. Now we got a flawless victory because we got a 100% heart to repost allocation ratio. So how do you like those apples, haters? Fingers crossed, short coin, mega bump, income in Bitcoin. Always know how the markets will react on Monday. Still up a bit on my purchases, I'd say so. Paper hands are scared. Don't be scared. But anyways, fam, let's move right through with our news. Happy Sunday, fun day. Church is in session, so we shall continue. Let's discuss a little deeper the Trump tariffs, of course, after the infamous freeze frame. Billionaire investor would not be surprised if Trump postpones the tariffs. That's right, crypto-friendly billionaire extraordinaire. Investor Bill Ackman is considering the possibility of the POTUS pausing the implementation of the controversial proposed tariffs on April 7th. Quoting him here. One would have to imagine Trumpster's phone has been ringing off the hook. The practical reality is that there is insufficient time for him to make deals before the tariffs are scheduled to take effect. I would therefore not be surprised to wake up on Monday with an announcement from POTUS that he has postponed the implementation of the tariffs to give him time to make deals. On April 2nd, Trump signed the executive order establishing a 10% baseline tariff on all imports from all countries, which took effect April 5th. Harsher reciprocal tariffs on trading partners in which the U.S. had the largest trade deficits are scheduled to kick in April 9th, which I guess would be this Wednesday, right? Yeah. Now, Adkin, who famously said crypto is here to stay after the FTX collapse in November 2022, said Trump captured the attention of the world and U.S. trading partners, backing the tariffs as necessary after what he called an unfair tariff regime that hurt U.S. workers and the economy over many decades. Following Trump's announcement April 2nd, the U.S. stock market shed more value during the April 4th trading session than the entire crypto market is currently worth. That's crazy, right? The fact that crypto held up better than the U.S. stock market caught the attention of both crypto industry supporters and skeptics, quoting Cameron Winklevoss, founder of the Gemini Exchange. For 50 years, our country has been sold out Main Street in favor of Wall Street. Past presidents have relentlessly pursued globalization, deindustrialization policies that favored capital and decimated the American middle class. Time for change. Tariffs are going to reset bad trade relationships, build back the middle class, and make America great again. If it requires short-term pain in the form of a market sell-off for long-term nation-saving gain, then I am okay with it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with one of the Winklevoss twins there. Ackman said a pause would be a logical move by the Trumpster. And also let me know if you think he would do a pause. He says here, the risk of not doing so is that the massive increase in uncertainty drives the economy into a recession, potentially a severe one. What if that's the goal and they're just achieving their target? That's my question for you guys. Let me know your thoughts. And do you think there will be some form of pause on tariffs, or do you think things will continue to move as they are and things will get a lot worse and potentially push us into a recession? And can someone tell me what defines an economic recession? What type of losses do we need to see to be like, yo, we're officially in a recession? You guys let me know as Nibbinator licks the gonads. Quack, quack, it's late here. Just want to say bye. Thunderduck here. Let me speak your language, bro. The tariffs aren't even in effect yet. This is the Wall Street way of punishing Trump. I hope Trump ends the Fed. That would make the world's... Wouldn't you all agree, though, that the powers behind the Fed is like a million times more powerful than the president of the United States, who is just a spokesperson for the country? So what's the likelihood of ending the Fed? As great as it sounds, like, yeah, let's end the Fed. Let's end central banking cartels. Let's end lizard folk. Let's end evil. Let's end war. Yeah, I mean, let's end it all. It sounds great, but come on, what reality are we living in? I just don't see that in the cards. Hope I'm wrong. As he continues to lick the gonads. 2 consecutive quarters underperforming the GDP. Nippinator licks the gonads. I mean, I'd be doing the same thing. He's pulling a Marilyn Manson live and on the stream. It's crazy. Recession. Yeah, what defines the recession? What kind of losses do we need? Look at that Nippinator. Nippinator, I think the bottom is in. He's showing us his bottom. I'm interpreting that. That means the bottom is in. Thank you, Nippinator. Look at that. Nippinator indicator live and in the flag. The top 1% owns 80% of the stocks. Exactly, BlackRock. Top 40 owns 93% of the stocks. The bottom 60% owns 7% of the stocks. It's the elite's way of punishing Trumpster. I appreciate the insights, Oracle. Powell did nothing. Damn it, Jay Powell ain't my pal. PayPal ain't my pal. None of these guys are my pals. Only Nippinator. Nippinator the Lickinator. I like that one. Powell, yeah, he works for the lizard folk. Definitely. Same bloodline, probably, for all we know. I don't know. Nippinator indicator never disappoints. 2 consecutive quarters marks recessions. Okay, well, are we how much further until that second quarter negative? Because it looks like we may have a recession incoming. How do you think that's going to impact Bitcoin? Do you think Bitcoin will do its own thing or be dragged down with the rest of the recession? You guys let me know your thoughts. And I just love this photo, Serge. That's so cool. Good stuff. Is he flicking? Oh my God, I just noticed in the picture he's flicking everyone off. Did you catch that, Serge? I got the proof of work. Is that the middle finger? I think it is. How awesome. Classic family photo, brother. I love it. You can tell he's a Bitcoiner. Got that FU money. He's like, my papa got the FU money. 2 consecutive quarters negative. GDP equals recession. Thank you for the clarification. I didn't know that. Good stuff. 1,000 people on the stream. Good. All right. Now we're cooking. That is funny, right? Lil bro is savage. I'm curious if Serge even noticed it because I had to zoom in to catch it, but quite hilarious. Anyways, let's move into our next story of the day with the FTX repayments. I guess if you were affected and you're expecting a repayment, you need to submit your KYC info or you will not be repaid. As the headline reads, nearly 400,000 FTX users risk losing $2.5 billion in repayments. That's right. Roughly 392,000 FTX creditors had failed to complete or at least take the first steps for the mandatory Know Your Customer verification, according to the April 2nd court filing. That's practically everybody. So it's like no one's getting their money back. It's crazy, right? FTX users originally had until March 3rd to begin the verification process to collect their claims. If a holder of a claim listed on Schedule 1 attached thereto did not commence the KYC submission process with respect to such a claim prior to March 3rd, such claim shall be disallowed and expunged in its entirety. So it sounds like everyone's about to get screwed here. That really sucks. The KYC deadline has been extended now to June 1st because no one's been filling it out, giving users another chance to verify their. People rather not give up their personal KYC info than get their money back they lost in FTX is what that tells me. Those who fail to meet the new deadline may have their claims permanently disqualified. And according to the court documents, claims under 50,000 could account for roughly 655 million in disallowed repayments, while claims of over 50,000 could amount to just shy of 2 billion, bringing the total at-risk funds to more than 2.5 billion. The next round of the FTX creditor repayments set for May 30th, with over 11 billion expected to be repaid to creditors with claims of over 50,000. Under FTX recovery plan, 98% of the creditors are expected to receive at least 118% of their original claim value in cash. Now, keep in mind, they all get screwed because hypothetically, if you had one Bitcoin stuck on the exchange in 2022 and they collapsed, you're not getting the one Bitcoin today worth about 80,000. You're getting the fiat equivalent at the bottom of the market when it was like 18 G's. So they couldn't have fucked people more. Many FTX users reported problems with the KYC. So there you have it. Some people probably can't even submit it because it's like a big scam continuous. It's insane. Users were unable to submit their KYC documentation and resubmit their app and restart the verification process. So they screwed everybody. Not a good look, Bankman-Fried. Not a good look. Impacted users should email support@ftx.com to receive a ticket number. Good luck with that, with 400,000 in the same situation. FTX Bahamian subsidiary, FTX Digital Markets, processed the first round of repayments in February, distributing $1.2 billion to the creditors. The crypto industry is still recovering from the collapse of FTX, and more than 130 subsidiaries launched in a series of insolvencies that led the industry into the longest ever crypto winter, which saw the Bitcoin price bottom out at 16 G's, baby. And while the market moving catalyst in itself, the beginning of the FTX repayments is a positive sign for the maturation of the crypto industry, which may see a significant portion reinvested into crypto. Chief Operating Officer at BitGet shared, but there you have it. There's the latest with the FTX repayments. How many of you were impacted by FTX directly? Let me know. Shinku Goiki says, hurry up, JB. The song is litty. Cheers to the roaring kitty, that boring kitty, not me. I'm for the bitty. I'm for the nippinator. I'm for Nipsey. This gong strikes for you, brother. Bonds will not save you, and probably the worst place you can put your fiat. I'm with you on that one. The ultimate shitcoin, right? A bit of the cash, MicroStrategy, and the Biddy is my portfolio. Patience is the key. That's right. Bitcoin is a patience man's game. All other assets are the junkety junk. I wouldn't let that happen. JV, there are two fingers there. All right, that was just the bigger finger. My apologies. I think if you bought Bitcoin out of greed, just wanting to make money because of love of money, might be scared. For some of us, it was need. I needed Bitcoin. I won't budge. My faith is strong. I dig it. I got 99 problems, and Bitcoin and Muhammad ain't one. Hit me now. There you go. Patience is key. As Chandy put in her lyrics in ADGs, Bitcoin is a patient man's game. Yeah, I mean, here we are, 4,000 correction on the day. I remember when Bitcoin was sub $4,000, and here we are correcting 4,000 in a day. We've come a long ways, broskies. We've come a long ways. I'm going to check the X feed again. Don't forget to comment, quote the stream, just like Chandy is always doing 24/7. That's why she gets all the reposts. Operation Batman. Batman. And I guess earlier, there's these mini snakes. Why are you playing with these snakes? What's going on over there? There he is, literally. Bring facts is Batman, apparently. I never put two and two together, but now it's ringing a bell. I've never seen facts and Batman at the same place at the same time, ever. Not even once. So there he is. OG, bring facts in the building. Stack the sats. Bitcoin, be ready to race up the ladder. That Jacob's ladder? Glory to God. By the way, Jesus, God, Satoshi, Muhammad, Moses, Buddha, Kuan Yin, all the gods. JB, there's two fingers there. I believe you, brother. I believe you. I'm just saying I saw one longer finger in the picture and it got my attention. That's all. Texas will be the first state to adopt the Biddy as a treasury asset. We shall see. Who's in the running right now? It's Texas. Who else we got? I forget. There's quite a few, though. There's like 30-something states. Gonga gong gong. Let's strike the gong for King Kong's sake. The King Gong. Down we go. Back to 60 G's. I'm going to have to put that in the playlist again. That was the infamous 60 G's song. Who cares about a roaring kitty? A boring kitty, not me. I'm for the bitty. I'm for the nippinator. I'm for Nipsey, not for the weirdo Kit Kat Kitty. A kitty cat stacking the sats. Stack the sats. There's the nippinator when you need them. There's 26 states that have it. Thank you, Oracle. We got 99 problems. Hit me. Utah. That's right, Utah, Mormon country. I should probably finish cleaning the shower and prepare, but the podcast is impossible to leave. Precisely. You can never leave the podcast. Put the 100,000 song, JV. Right on. We should send it to 100, shouldn't we? But anyways, fam, keep the comments flowing. Next story of the day. We're going to discuss economic Armageddon. Great topic. And I promise to share the bear and the bull scenarios with you guys. So next story, here we go. Let's discuss a little economic Armageddon after the infamous freeze frame. Headline I just read, Dan Ives, the senior equities analyst over at Wedbush Securities, says Trump's tariffs will likely lead to the collapse of the U.S. tech sector. In a new CNBC interview, he said Trump's sweeping and reciprocal tariffs are bad news for tech companies, particularly for firms relying on China for parts and labor. I wonder if the iPhone prices are going to skyrocket now. Last week, Trump issued an executive order imposing a 10% tariff on all imported goods entering the U.S. With the stated goal of safeguarding domestic manufacturing. Trump's executive order also details country-specific tariffs, leading to a cumulative 54% tariff on Chinese imports. And as you know, everything is made in China. According to Ives, U.S. tech firms like Apple are now under pressure to rethink their business model amid the potential increase in production costs. Quoting them here, it's essentially an economic Armageddon if these tariffs stay in place. The reality of talking in front of the microphone in a 202 area code is a lot different than the reality of moving the supply chain. And I think it speaks to our point that when you look at the China exposed names from NVIDIA to Apple to any semiconductor names, this is as nervous as I've seen investors going back to the Novid in March of 2020. I've said he sees tech firms responding by the hike in prices leading to demand destruction, quoting him here. If they hold in their current form, then essentially you have 15 to 20% demand destruction across the board in terms of costs that are actually going to have to come through. The wealth management executive says that at the end of the day, American consumers will bear the brunt of Trump's tariffs, quoting him here. Whoever is going to pay it, it's the consumer, and that's the reality. You can talk about the tariffs all you want. Consumers are going to pay it on the iPhones. They're going to pay it on the electronics. They're going to pay it across the motherfucking board. On guard. I'll let you try my Wu-Tang style. And there you have it. Let me know your thoughts with this whole tariff ordeal. And do you agree, disagree with that analyst? Get your safe space if you need to. My husband will be on the plane this weekend. Right on. What kind of work does the hubby do there, short coin? Stormin' and Mobile? Is that Mobile, Alabama? Welcome, everyone. 1,200 people on the stream. Big correction. We just discussed economic Armageddon, and I shared all the bearish shit, and we're about to dive into the bullishness now, the silver lining. The latest from Rich Dad Robert Kiyosaki, and then the latest from Mikey Saylor, the Giga Chad. We'll discuss what the Bitcoin price will likely be if we actually hit a 500 trillion market cap. I know that seems outlandish as Bitcoin market cap's only 1.5 trillion in today's value, but what if? You know what I mean? That's it. What up, James Smith? The infamous freeze frame. Exactly. Keep me on my toes. Those freeze frames.
But now I'm a pastor, Bitcoin stacker. Now I'm a master of the Bitcoin standard. Hit 'em up faster than the Bitcoin panda. You can't touch me with your shitcoin flow. Like, do you even Bitcoin, bruh? Let me know. Welcome to the Bitcoin show. Now listen up closely, low-key, stacking BTC like Satoshis in El Salvador with my Bitcoin broskies. Raising up the bitty like Gohan. Living in a hollow house, we're not the pawns. Let's biddy up, babe.
Bang, bang on the door, baby, never let it fade.
Biddy up. Roger out. Eggs are now under $3. Yeah, I went to Costco and I got 24 eggs for $8. What was that yesterday, I think? Not bad compared to $30. I think it was $30 for 24 eggs a couple of weeks ago or last time I bought them. So it's like the prices have been crazy. Stacking biddies like Satoshis. Exactly. OGs know what I'm saying because we were able to stack Bitcoins like people stack Satoshis today back in the day. You already know. Buy the dip on the eggs. Yeah, man. 500 trillion, 12 eggs will be. Who knows? Biddy up, babe. I can do the live now, JV and CNA fam. Thanks for all your help in getting me to 55 subs. Well, congratulations and best of luck on the live streams. Isn't it fun to live stream? I remember back when I first created the channel, good stuff. All he does is buy XRP. Who you referring to there, Serge? Today I traded 25 fiat paper for a pizza and wings. Bet it was worth it. Strong hands win. I can't open a pickle jar very well. You know the trick. You just stab it with a knife. It creates the air gap. Bada boom, bada bing. I think you even pulled that technique at my house when you visited and you bought a jar of pickles. Can't make this ish up, Chandy. You know the pickle trick already. And yeah, Chandy loves pickles. Not only pickles, she loves pickle juice, and she'll straight up drink the pickle juice out of the jar. Hide your pickles when you invite Chandy over. I looked at the eggs today. They're still up over $6 a dozen in South Carolina. So $6 for a whole dozen, that's not bad though, right? Again, I got 8, I think at Costco, they were $8 for 24. But if you go to the regular grocery store, they're still going to be outrageous. It's still going to be like 20 something dollars for 24 at the regular store. But Costco, I mean, you get the club prices, of course. They still sell hot dogs for $1.50 or a slice of pizza that's about a slice of a pie for, I think, like $1.99. Hit the bottom of the jar with your palm, JV. Whop! Like a Shaolin monk. Squat. Exactly. Tiger style. Sometimes you do the eagle claw grip. Whop. Whoosh. I'll let you try my Wu-Tang style. Nippinator. I think we should keep in mind the lower energy, aka the fuel rates. Part of the way Trump tariffs are counteracted for the consumer is the distribution of the goods will be cheaper with low fuel prices. Yeah, where the pickles were gone, JB, I tried to throw the jar away. I was like, whoa, hold up. I'm not, I know. Don't throw that jar away. There's pickle juice. I love me some pickle juice. I'm making beef jerky. Nice. Before they started unaliving chickens, they were $1.20. Wow. That's crazy. It's sad, too, because they don't value animal life. It's extra tasty, eh, Watts Minor? Cheering the dips, it's a strange world. Well, keep in mind, if you have a lot of money, cash, you're cheering dips. You get to buy more Bitcoin. So it depends on what side, what side you're on. Are you already fully allocated? Then you want it to go up. If you have some capital, yeah, sure, dip. Why not? Buy more. Stack the sats. You know what I mean? Like, I bet you Michael Saylor's like smiling, grinning ear to ear. Like, how many Bitcoin am I buying with this acquisition? Same thing for all the big buyers, like in the market. I do not think the Muhammad song should be played during the family portion of the show. It's pretty raunchy. Appreciate the feedback, Diana. I love it when seeds and stuff is left in the juice. Oh, yeah. Not like seedy juice. But anyways, fam, I love the pulp in the fresh juice. If you give me some fresh squeezed oranges, I prefer the pulp. But Nippinator, what's up, brother? We started making those weird sounds for the jar, and he's like, what's going on, JV? I'm here to protect you. I'm the Nippinator. I got to keep them nippinating. Exactly. But yeah, next story of the day, yo. Here's the latest from Rich Dad, Mr. Robert Kiyosaki. Headline reads, Kiyosaki warns of the biggest market crash has arrived, suggests 3 non-Wall Street assets to weather the storm. Says that the stock market meltdown that he predicted years ago is finally underway. The best-selling author goes on to share, in my book, Rich Dad's Prophecy, I warned that the biggest stock market crash in history was going to wipe out the financial security of millions of investors. That stock market crash arrived today. We are definitely in a recession and more than likely a depression. Now, what do we define with depression and compared to recession? Let me know, guys. Kiyosaki says he sees 3 non-Wall Street assets coming out on top amid the stock market collapse. What can a person do? Here's what he says. As I have been suggesting for years, I suggest looking at non-Wall Street assets. For many years, I have suggested saving real gold, real silver, and today Bitcoin. And let me clarify, I think when he says real gold and real silver, not the derivatives, which are the paper notes claiming you own some, but actually holding on to the real asset. And today, Bitcoin. And notice the Bitcoin is all capital. Kiyosaki says that the Fed and the Treasury will likely debase the US dollar in an effort to prop up the economy. He notes that the US dollar debasement will lead to inflation and higher prices for scarce assets like gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Why? Because after the paper market crash wipes out millions of the fake paper assets, exactly, odds are the Fed and the Treasury will turn the printing presses on full speed, printing trillions in fake money, which becomes even more fake, and real money, gold, silver, and Bitcoin, go up in value. Now remember, gold, silver, and Bitcoin are not going up in price. What is happening is the dollar is going down in value, causing everything of value, such as food, housing, and energy, to become more expensive, aka inflation on the nation. And take care, there are going to be rough storms ahead. And I think he makes a great point. I think there's no stopping inflation, especially at this point. You guys, let me know your thoughts, and I'll read them out loud before we dive into our feature story of the day. That's right, which is a big prediction from the Gig of Chad. What a 500 trillion market cap, how that will likely impact the Biddy price action. 4 quarters below GDP equals depression. Wow. So double that of a recession. So you get recession times 2, depression. Also bank runs, gold and silver hoarding, and market collapsing. Yeah, man. What the frick? The dollar is up. The stocks follow the Biddy a little bit, or am I a tripping pickle juice, eh? Not a fan surge, I see. Bitcoin is way better than gold. Yeah, I would say my favorite Max Kaiser quote, one of them, besides God, Bitcoin is God hacking humanity, is gold is the poor man's Bitcoin. Everything is so expensive. Is it? Juice, it keeps you young and fights the parasites. Oh yeah, isn't most pickle juice vinegar? Correct me if I'm wrong, but ain't that how they make pickles? Something to do with a cucumber and vinegar aged in a jar with some spices. Bitcoin is definitely better than the gold. Yeah, there's not even a comparison. Gold sucks because how do you travel with it? Again, if you don't have the real gold and you have the derivative, you can't trust you really own it. You just have a paper note, no different than a dollar, an IOU. And if you have the real gold, good luck getting out. What if shit hits the fan and you got to hop on a plane and get rid of, get out of wherever, escape whatever bullshit you're experiencing? You can't. They'll just confiscate your gold if it's worth over $10,000, in which it probably would be if you had like a gold bar or something. Good luck putting it up the rectum. We know how that will play out. Yes, vinegar. So yeah, vinegar is very good for you. I like to take swigs of vinegar as well. I take the apple cider vinegar every morning, actually. I take a little swig. JV, you're right. Pickle juice is mainly vinegar. Thank you, Diana. Pickle juice is something I crave when I crave it. The chances anti-parasitic. Just saying Oh, I also learned whiskey kills all parasites. They did an experiment on it. And for some reason, I thought of Chandy there, but I think I sent it to my brother earlier. And they basically put a drop of whiskey on millions of bacteria, and within like 3 seconds, every bacteria under the microscope died within 3 seconds of one single drop of whiskey. That's kind of crazy, right? But who knows what good things whiskey is killing in your system. But apparently it kills parasites is what I learned from the video. Beautiful family. Thank you, Chandy, for reposting Surge's beautiful fam. Just reposted. Doing. Let's biddy up, babe. Little bit of the whiskey. Don't drink the whole frickin' Jack. So is that Jack Daniels? Is that whiskey keeping us using that as an excuse? Died of pleasure. We all need to drink whiskey. I see short coins a fan. Gold holds the value. Biddy is like rocket ship to the moon, Laura. Exactly. But anyway, Sam, we're about to dive into our future story of the day. Latest from the Giga Chat. Big mega bull target. Now we finished discussing the economic Armageddon, the recession, the depression. We got that out of the way. Now we can talk some bull scenarios. That's it. No more wine, whiskey for me. I told my mom, I'm like, get my brother, like my brother likes to drink. I'm like, get him off the beers, switch to the whiskey. My mom's like, no. Kind of funny. 40 Creek, amazing CDN whiskey. I saw the pig definitely flipping the bird. I'm pretty sure I heard whiskey is what wiped out the dinosaurs. I don't even believe dinosaurs ever existed. I like to rock the tinfoil hat or the tinfoil cup. It's real stainless steel. It's a Yeti. I got the proof of work right there. I like bourbon more. Word. Censored again? Dang it, YouTube. Unacceptable. Not cool when you're censoring our mods. Anyways, I went out and bought a bottle of Gentleman Jack before they took it off the shelves. Is that a real brand? Gentleman Jack for the gentleman, eh? Hey, fam. Hope you're all enjoying the dip. Searching the couch for change. Crouching tiger, hidden dragon style. Yeti is the best. Look at the past 5 years for the biddy. We're at the bottom of the S-curve. Cool. All right, here we go, fam. Now for our feature story of the day. Here's the Bitcoin price prediction from Michael Saylor. If Bitcoin actually hit a 500 trillion market cap, and I understand market cap today is like 1.5 trillion, so this is very bullish, but nonetheless, we're going to entertain it. Let's discuss it. I mean, here's the Giga Chad right here. Look at that smile, that grin on his face. That's right. Bitcoin price can hit a multi-million-dollar value if Strategy Chairman Saylor's 500 trillion market cap comes to fruition. Market analysts have made several price assertions about the pioneering crypto, but none that have matched the bold calls from Mikey Saylor, Strategy Executive Chair, a few months after predicting a surge to 13 million in 20 years. The Bitcoin evangelist, aka the Bitcoin alchemist, recently upped his outlook. The Crypto Basic reported that Saylor placed the high-end bet that the Bitcoin market cap will hit 500 trillion. And just to give you some perspective, I believe there's like the total addressable market of like all the money in the world is like 900 trillion, which virtually means like 1 out of every $2 in existence would be inside Bitcoin. Despite seeming glaringly daunting, he has remained unwavering in his Bitcoin bullishness and long-term ambitious projections. My ambitions as a ride. This piece analyzes why Saylor shared this view and its price implications for the preload biddy going up forever, Laura. Interestingly, Saylor claims that the Bitcoin revolution is unstoppable. I second that. Branding it as the 21st century asset, he based his 500 trillion market cap prediction on a capital shift from several financial vehicles to the leading cryptocurrency. The strategy executive noted the liquidity will flow from foreign fiscal and 20th century assets into the preload biddy. He predicted that the asset would demonetize every long-term store of value, including gold and real estate. And quoting Max, gold is the poor man's Bitcoin. And furthermore, Saylor suggested that Bitcoin is the next evolution of money and would stir a shift from physical to digital assets, attracting staggering inflows from legacy financial instruments. And as a result, he urged the U.S. to stay ahead of the curve and acquire 25 to 30% of the assets total cap. That's right. He was recently at the White House for the crypto summit and proposed to Trump and his team, you need to purchase 25% of the Bitcoin supply, which is 5.25 million of the preload biddy. Meanwhile, if Saylor's assertions prove true, Bitcoin's limited supply property could spark a supply shock, catalyzing a parabolic price expansion for the premier asset. Notably, recent escalating interest in Bitcoin amongst nations and large financial institutions suggests it can attain the level of demand of the strategy co-founder projects it. For the uninitiated, Bitcoin has a current circulating supply of 19.84 million and a fully diluted supply of 21 million, baby. That's a blackjack. Hence, a hypothetical market cap of 500 trillion is about 30,860% off its current value valuation of $1.615 trillion. Using its total supply of 21 million BTC in the equation that an asset's price is a function of the market cap divided by the supply, the biddy price would hit $23.8 million per coin. At a 500 trillion valuation, I think it would be way higher. Personally, I think it'd be 100 million or more, but that's just me. However, a calculation using the current price circulating supply of 81,000 and 19.84 million would see Bitcoin hit an impressive 25.2 million per coin at a 30,000% surge. These projections remain largely speculative, of course, at press time, and should not constitute investment advice. In fact, I dare say there's never investment advice given on this live stream. Everything I share is for entertainment purposes only. Whether we're projecting Bitcoin correcting or soaring in the future, do make note of it. Bitcoin is superior savings technology, but there is no guarantee on anything in life. There's no guarantee we wake up tomorrow, and that's just a fact, Jack. And so with that being shared, let me know your thoughts and where do you feel the pretty little biddy would likely go, just hypothetically speaking. If all that money in the world, 500 trillion, flowed into the market cap of Bitcoin, I'm going to say 100 million per coin, and I'm sticking to it. And if you don't know, now you know. Welcome everyone to the Q&A segment of the live stream. I'm getting my stats on. That's what's up, Coach Leon. Germany can buy back at a discount. And we're always entertained, JV. You're the boss. Boss. Free Ross. Oh, he's free. That's right. Thanks to BTC. BlackRock sold on a Friday. Probably. Are you talking about their ETF? Chandy, you from Arkansas, right? Northwest Arkansas, home of the Razorbacks, broski. So, welcome everyone. Let me check the X feed again. It looks like we got 1,400 people here. We're still live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. Look at that. $1 backed by Bitcoin. Is that a real coin? We need those babies. Shout out to the Sergio. Always appreciate you, brother. Much respect. And for those that don't know, Sergio's who we get the caps from. So Sergio made that cap for the cute little kid right there. So shout out Sergio. He put lit. Let her rip, tater chip. But you already know. The dollar's going to zero so hard to put a future price on the biddy with hyperinflation eventually coming. Pretty much, Chuck. Pretty much. Yes, JV, the ETFs. You guys think that selling Bitcoin to buy is a good move? What does the BTCC.B stand for? Enlighten me. I'm not familiar with that. Is that like an ETF of Bitcoin? And I take it MSTU is that leveraged MicroStrategy? Again, I don't give investment advice. You guys give Jay Coleman some feedback there on the question. The theory of decoupling is still wrong, says Laser Cat. DNA, Chandy says, yes, I live about 7 miles from Devil's Den. Me and Fax going to go Wi-Fi style. I need an adventure. Maybe you should live stream it. That'd be something. Live stream it on X with like a phone or something. Get like they have like the phone things that go on your body or something. Yes, ETF. Yes, leverage. I think 76.6 is very strong support. Thanks, fam. Cheers.
Hollow house strong, yeah, we built it this way. No one to hold 'em, yeah, we're holding, never folding.
Bitcoin's dripping like a new Scottie Pippen.
And shout out JC. I saw you just reposted 8 posts, so she's the greatest.
80 G's, we're royalty, biddy kings and queens, manifesting the kingdom that's finally come, playing chess moves. Checkmate, we won, we're raising the roof in El Salvador.
Freedom flows, IMF
Can't hold us no more.
Stacking BTC like Tate versus the BBC. Stacking the biddy like BTC OGs. Stacking BTC on lightning with no fees. Stacking BTC like Snoop Dogg rolls weed. Stacking BTC like Scarface with a nosebleed. Stacking BTC like Shinobi, nobody knows me. Stacking BTC like everyone owes me. Stacking BTC like Max and John McAfee. Stacking BTC, accumulating stats so rapidly, so happily. Stacking BTC so casually, no casualties of galaxies around Earth fallacies. Stacking BTC on a flat Earth with no gravity. Stacking BTC cause Bitcoin is your majesty. Let's biddy up, babe.
You should do the MSTY, says Mexico, which operates on co-read calls. Right now they pay $1.23 per share monthly. They were paying $5 at one point. It's a buying opportunity. Buy that dip, get the drip. Death Cross played out, says Crypto Storm. BTCC.B is the ETF. Okay, just wanted to clarify. Can't hold the actual Bitcoin, and TSFA MSTU is 2-time leverage MicroStrategy. Right on. I guess if you're a firm believer in what Saylor is doing, maybe that'd make more sense. I don't know. Like I said, no investment advice. I don't hold stocks, so I'm not going to pretend I do or anything like that. I'm straight all in on the biddy. The Devil's Den is one of my most favorite. There's a movie called The Devil's Den? Shit. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I didn't know there was a movie about it. Did you know that, Chandy? There's a movie, Devil's Den. Interesting. And does it actually take place inside the real Devil's Den? Or do they pretend like on the moon landing? They just pretend they're on the moon and they're in a green screen or something. Saylor is getting even more rich. Dude, are you a Hawks fan? NBA? Nah. Hawk Tua fan. Just spit on that thing. Big Hawk Tua fan. Her meme coin made me rich. I never got to work again. In fact, I'm retiring. This is my last stream. Thanks to the Hawk Tua girl. She's amazing. Shout out Haley Welch. Nippinator, you're causing a ruckus here. You're distracting me. Stock market tomorrow. Yeah, man. I mean, it's going to be interesting. How's stock market doing now? Is it holding up or is it tanking? Good opinion, JV. Thanks. You're very welcome. I've stopped buying. I stopped buying Bitcoin for 2 months. I'm all in MicroStrategy, higher yield savings account, Roth IRA, tax-free gains. Bitcoin is taxed. Not here in Puerto Rico. Not here in Puerto Rico. Not in Bitcoin country. Not in El Salvador. There ain't no tax. You don't like taxes? Find a more favorable tax location. My advice for you guys. If taxes are destroying your wealth, maybe position yourself to lessen the burden. Not financial advice, but common sense. Are Asian markets open yet? No, I think they're about 12 hours ahead of us. So I would assume short coin probably in 2 to 3 hours. Bitcoin won't be taxed. Yeah, I mean, everyone's awaiting Trump to make some huge announcement. I don't know. If he did do that, it'd be very great. But I mean, stock market's closed Saturday and Sunday. Yep. So there could be a huge CME futures gap depending upon how Biddy price reacts by tomorrow. I mean, if we start going back up, there's going to be a big gap. But we may just maintain down here and test lower levels. There's really no telling. Bitcoin's open 24/7. Even stock market, for those that don't know, there's after hours trading as well, meaning you can continuously trade stocks. So when you look at the stock prices, it'll say closing price in the day, and then it'll say after hours. And I take it the after hours is in real time. I do not think Trump is going to budge. And I don't think either. I don't think he's going to reverse his tariffs either. I think this is all calculated. Those countries offering zero tax do not necessarily offer the best capital growth like the USA. Maybe you're right. I don't know nothing about the stock markets. Like I said, I'm not pretend to know anything about it. But FYI, Puerto Rico is part of the U.S. It's a U.S. territory. It's called the Commonwealth. So you're still under the United States. Same banking system, SWIFT, and all that. So like everything is virtually the same. Only there are some advantages. Rooster Dragon. 99 problems in Bitcoin definitely isn't one. After hours to 7:45 p.m. Oh, okay. So it's still limited. Hit the bottom of the jar like a Shaolin monk. Exactly. So for those that didn't know, back when I used to just rap when I was a kid, Shaolin was my name. I studied Shaolin Kung Fu. And I loved Shaolin martial arts. A big influence in my life. When I grew up, I wanted to be a Shaolin monk. I just wanted to meditate and practice Kung Fu all day. Like, if I can just meditate and practice Kung Fu, I'll be living my best life. 100 problems and the dollar is one. Stinky little dollar. I want a book for the Rooster Dragon, like for the kids. Oh, that would actually be pretty lit. There's like a bedtime story chick, what's her name? Miss Honeybee. My daughter really likes, and she's good at like reading stories. When we don't do our meditations, typically we do the Brian Scott meditations. He's my favorite, by the way. I'll share it with you as a resource. But Miss Honeybee, she does good stories as well. And kind of when you just mentioned that, that'd actually be pretty cool. Those kids' stories get millions of views as well because every kid needs help with going to sleep. And what do? They listen to stories. But let me show you one of my favorite channels for meditations. Me and my daughter listen to every evening. Practically every evening when she's here. I think it's Brian Scott. He has such good meditations. That's him right there. I highly recommend this guy if you're into meditations. They also do a lot of channeling from the Arcturian Council, a lot of advanced knowledge. I find it very fascinating and great. I love these meditations. So shout out Brian Scott. And every day there's new videos. Like he's live right now doing something. So pretty good stuff. So every day there's plenty of content. And if you guys haven't checked out the numbers meditations, oh my God, like next level. So good. And let me know your feedback on it if you guys listen to that. Let me find Miss Honeybee. And I'll show you she's one of the better ones. Miss Honeybee. Yeah, that's her. And Miss Honeybee's stories. That's Miss Honeybee. She's good at narrating and reading stories for the kids. JV, that's awesome. You and your daughter meditate. Of course. You teach them young. I've been teaching her meditation since she was a baby. I want Rooster Dragon book. Should I tell my son to write it? There should be a Lizard Folk book. I'm sure there is. Ask David Icke. There you go. I have a David Icke book. Good stuff. Yeah, shout out David Icke. I'm a huge fan. Breathing technique. Exactly. Teach your children how to breathe properly. That's the secret to life and the afterlife. Breathing. That was my big aha moment on DNT. It was breathing connects everything. 78 to 79, holding for now. For now. If the U.S. trades stocks, UK, tax-free, what some Bitcoiners don't understand is that they need to generate a living income. DCAing out of Bitcoin is a stupid idea. You need to pay assets attached to the biddy and sell those for the passive income. Or you can just have a live stream and earn a passive income live streaming every day and never touch your biddies. But it requires a lot of work. I'll throw it out there. Sup, JV, CNA fam, shout out JW Lager 21 mil. Good moonshine. That's the merch I'd be into, JV. Small picture books with words of our Bitcoin songs. I like it, like collector stuff. Better than the song and better than the comic book. Send it. There should be a Nipsey book. Oh, yeah. And there should be one about Puff and Chandy, the Magic Dragon. Meditation is awesome. Couldn't agree more. Meditation changes the world. It raises vibration, and it connects us to higher intelligence or higher consciousness. I know meditation transformed my life as a young teenager. It led me to Kung Fu and Qigong and all the breathing arts of cultivating Qi from yoga, Qigong, Tai Chi, all that kind of stuff. Me too, I give up, says Serge. Subscribe to the Bitcoin #1 music channel, Chandy 10 Music, where you average dollar cost and index, close at the end of each year, make an income, rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Repeat the rinse.
On the door, baby, never let it fade. Auto house strong, yeah, we built it this way. Know when to hold 'em, yeah, we're holding it.
I know you're probably right. If we create Nipinator, a channel just called Nipinator, 10 million subs within 2 weeks, I'm calling it. I still can't believe we can buy Bitcoin with fiat.
Never folding.
Bitcoin glow, stack it up, let it show. Price discovery, patience, game on, let's go.
Biddy up, Roger out. We're changing the world,
there's no doubt.
I'm going to play a song we haven't played in a hot minute. And it's one of the Dragon, Puffin' Chandy jams. Enjoy.
They flew through the FUD. They knew they were lunar bound. They played in and slung a little mud. What they did was have each other six and spit out the Bitcoin sound. They spread hope with their dragon fam.
Singing Chandy jams.
I'm singing bitty jammy jams, working with their fifth Lev G Dragon family, JVC and Nate family. Hodl gang dragon, so legendary.
ETH is 1500s, is it? Let me check the price. That's crazy, yo. Fucking ETH. On Coin360 right now it's 1617, but obviously every exchange is going to be a little different. This is probably a culmination of the top exchanges. Wow, that's bloodshed, bro. ETH has been getting demolished. I can't believe the ETH dominance is in the 7% range. I swear to you, that's the lowest I recall ever seeing it, ever. So ETH, I've been telling you guys, not a good look, ETH. Man, I need a whole bitty album. Well, Chandy has about a 4-hour playlist of all exclusive bitty jammy jams.
They flew through wars and political storms.
Oh, there you have it. I made a very fun Nipinator Christmas song. That is right. Nipinator has his own song. Nipsey, the something Nipinator. I haven't heard that one in a while either. Thank you for dropping the link to that one.
She armed fire-breathing champions of the Bitcoin, sharing the message, lighting Bitcoin flames, fire-breathing truth, preaching, fighting for financial hope and currency change.
Do you think ETH will drop back to like $1,000? I remember when it was like $90, $80, and then it blew up. It hit 4,500 in 2021 cycle peak, and it's never recovered since. Kind of like how XRP has yet to recover from the 2017 all-time high.
Music lit, words so hot only a dragon could spit. Lit, lit, rip, rip, lit, lit, rip, rip. Fiat was burning and Bitcoin was on fire.
Nipinator's barking at something. Tomorrow I'm placing a long call option on Tesla, MicroStrategy, and Apple. If those calls hit 300x, by the way, the majority of my wealth is from options trading. Good to note. ETH will stay between 2 and 5. Well, it's not even in the 2 range now. It's almost 15. So maybe ETH 1000, maybe, bro. I'm going down forever, Laura. Oh, man. ETH is a shitcoin. Yeah, unlimited supply, bro. Oh, I like your name, Shalonius Monk. Nipinator is active. Yeah, he's working, putting in the work. Unlike Gensler, he's getting shit done. Protecting JV here.
I was turning, they had spent some time learning. They had a yearning for victory through the earning. They had tickets for an outer space flight, launching from a VIP dragon-only rocket station. Prep for feeling a Milky Way high kind of delight. Doing da-dung moon, just a pit stop, but they had to be patient. The Bitcoin Dragon team isn't weak. They're not greedy, they are unique. They're not sheep.
Well, yeah, dragons aren't sheep.
Da-da diddy doing going, so they knew they weren't done with their work.
No
time to take a vacay. But soon they did pause to applaud the 100K. Puerto Rico bound, the dragon wings rested, and they were taking it easy on a private jet. Whoa, undergunning in Puerto Rico. Then they got back to work. You can't stall or tame a Bitcoin dragon. A number 10 mountain bird dragon. Whenever back down, a CNA dragon will always stand its ground, breathing fire to protect the house, the HODL house. These dragons were given the gift of a flame, meant to light the world orange, painting a brighter picture with the Bitcoin vision. Oh, dragon, dragon, never underestimate a Bitcoin dragon's God-guided passion or its loyalty to humanity and Satoshi. Dragons, 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 our flame is your light, burning bright on fire, guiding you to the Bitcoin truth, the Satoshi light. Oh, yeah! 2024 year of the dragon, hear it roar. Bitcoin, hear it roar. Dragons, hear them roar. HODL gang, hear them roar. Peanut Fred, hear them roar. Chandy 10, hear a roar. Paper, hear a roar. JV, hear a roar. markets soar, soar, soar. Going, we've won this war. 2024, we don't slay dragons. We are dragons that slay. It's the Bitcoin way. It's the Bitcoin slang. It's the Bitcoin play. Do yourself a favor, listen to what we say.
Let's go. We need ETH Bitcoin to go a bit lower for the January 2020 low. Shout out Jason Buck. Good afternoon, Overkill. 007.
Dragon power, rocket power, Bitcoin power, unstoppable, unbreakable, undefeatable, competent and capable, loving and unchainable, passionate and untamable. What a beautiful bitty high ride. 2024, year of the dragons.
Bang, bang.
Doing.
Low-key, I want Biddy to drop to 45 like the peasants sell. Then they'll look for open on influencers. They'll buy the way back up. I'll sell and use them as the exit liquidity. ETH to 800. Ooh. Ouch. That's crazy. Another 50x loss. Bang, bang, bang. Like the B-52. Again, welcome everyone joining us. Over 1,500 people on the live. We're live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. Hell of a correction on the markets. Works every single time. The typical emotional, uneducated investor. Shinku says that's not happening. ETH 1474. Damn, Gina. What's Vitalik doing right now? Bitcoin will never hit 45 again. 100. Was nearly liquidated on an ETH loan. Ooh, for real? Ouch. Are you adding more liquidity or are you paying off the loan to get your, what's it called? Your collateral back? That's a rough one, bro. Shit may get a lot worse before it gets better, so be careful. There's high risk involved when you get these crypto-backed loans. I can only imagine because ETH is way more volatile than Bitcoin, being the market cap's way lower. So that's a scary one. He's buying Solana. Yeah, man, it's crazy. To recover from this dip, we need to hit 73 to bounce off the bottom of the falling wedgie. Bullish indicator. Thank you, Oracle. ETH get poor slowly. Would rather be in the Solana. Word. Yeah, ETH was one of my best performers, but this was like previous cycle. I think I did over 40x gain on that one. From like 2020, post-COVID, ETH crashed sub $100. And then again, Bitcoin also crashed, but it went down to like 4,000 range. And I was fortunate enough to convert the shitcoin for Bitcoin at the perfect timing. And since then, it's been getting demolished. So it was one of my best trades, actually, of all time. But yeah, crazy, right? It's the falling wedgie, bro. It's the falling wedgie. Solana is another shitcoin. Couldn't agree more with you, Shalonius. Personally, I'm not really a Solana fan. I know a lot of people love it for meme coins because it's cheaper than Ethereum. So most of these meme coins are launched on Solana. Don't say never. Bitcoin is controlled by financial institutions. Times are hard. Peasants don't have the money to prop up the market. Banks now own the biddy, not the peasants. Watching the technicals right now, some whales are having a feeding frenzy off some of the long sellers. Right on. Let me check Coin 360 again, fam. A lot of people selling. Word. Let's see how we're doing. A little snapshot, and you're right. Ethereum's back in the 1,500 range. XRP is down to $1.98. And Bitcoin's only down 4%. I'm not kidding. His wallet bought a bunch of Solana at 135. Word. Shitcoiners Anonymous, anyone? There's blood on the streets. Let's see people's confidence in alts now. You know, they say buy the dip. Let's see how many people are buying this Ether dip right now.
but like most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
People
that use
fiat currency
fiat currency
as a store of value. Well, dang, I got nothing done. I will have to wait till the pod is over. Exactly. Can't do anything. You're frozen watching the stream because you're in a trance. And as long as you can see words coming out of my mouth, you're in my trance. And you do not have permission to end the stream and mop the floor. You just wait till the stream is 100% finito, Chandy. You know better.
as a store of value. We call them poor. We call them poor.
Especially when we're playing Michael Saylor.
People that use.
Let's go. 69, 420, please. Hey now. Nippinator's back. He was just regulating. Did you sniff out the lizard folk? Were they coming to capture me? You seem very paranoid today. Are you smoking the reefer, Nippinator? Are you eating the edibles? Did you dip into the catnip? Appreciate it, little Nippinator. Anyways.
Fiat currency. We call them poor.
What do we call them, folk? I see exactly. 69, 420. It's true. I love the podcast time. 10-4 General V. J to the motherfucking Danger Mouse General V. Captain V. Nippinator knows the lizards abound. Yep. He probably sniped them out. Took care of my light work. Nippinator's a sniper. He has his own weaponry. He's old school. He likes to use the spear for hunting. He's not into like the automatic weapons. He's old school. But he does have a grenade, so watch out.
Call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor.
Poor, pavor. We call them poor. There's a name for them.
There's a name for them.
Nipsey is allergic to the shit coins. Exactly. He's not having it. Unless it's Nip coin. J to the motherfucking Danger Mouse. V. Exactly. Danger Mouse ain't got nothing on JV. Oh, Danger Mouse, you're my hero. Precisely. We're vibing in the tropics, aren't we? Well, I'm just so glad we got our 100K party done with, because if we were stuck in 79 now, I'd be like, no! At least we were like close to 100,000 at the time of the party. What was the exact price? I dare say it was probably 95. I don't remember exactly. Our duty to the poor is to never become them. Hey, Nipsey, love you too. Keep up the good work. And Paper in India say hi. But what about the Bitcoin pups? What about the Bitcoin pups? That has to be a song. Oh, I actually like that theme. What about the Bitcoin pups?
We're vibing in the tropics, the air's so sweet.
Oh boy, my accent sounded like Barbie girl. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. That one?
Swaying to the rhythm with the Bitcoin beat. JV's on the court, he's calling the plays. Me and Serge ballin',
Winning all day.
Starlit sky,
Strawberry moon.
dancing to the whispers of a bitty tune. Thirsty under a Puerto Rican hunger moon.
Biddy hitting 120 February 2026. You owe us a game, Shandy. And me. Exactly. We're coming for you.
Libra scales tip to Aquarius charm.
Doobie coin. I'll smoke a doobie to that.
It's Bitcoin astrology, we're disarmed. Manifesting lasting
I'm too old to pump anything. Viagra does wonders.
connections. On this golden shore, this legendary perfection. So good we're craving more.
Give me more.
Coconuts crack, the fire pits dragging. Flame lit
Oh boy. No more Barbie voice.
Cinderella spins and the fam's feeling.
Hot dealers unite.
Puerto Rican delight. This is our night. We're keeping it tight.
Puerto Rico night. nights under Satoshi skies. Just try to stop this good time.
It's the number 11, won't you come with me to the party I mean?
No bad wolf's gonna try, but bitty wolves.
You can't deny from Bitcoin live streams.
To juicy by the sea wet dream.
Strawberry juicy.
Sexy vacation.
A sexcation.
It's an oceanfront kind of ecstasy. It's a 100K
Miss Bitty dream.
Puerto Rico, Bitcoin doing.
This feels right, no ditty. It feels tight, so drippy. I wanna hear you cry out my name. I wanna make you feel the bang bang.
Ding dong on my door. Watch how I answer.
I wanna soar. Do a questionnaire. I wonder how many people have a whole coin. It's a good question. I dare say my audience, right now there's 1,600 people watching. Wow. Out of the 1,600 people watching, if I was a guessing man, a betting man, I'd say, for some reason, the number 38 comes to my mind. So if I was to speculate, I'd say 38 of you own a whole coin or more. I could be way off. That's just me channeling the ether. The Federal Reserve has printed so much more money than anyone has knowledge of. It looks like it's coming out and is going to rock the markets. That's definitely bullish. Keep printing, money printer. The smart ones lost it all in the boat and accident have zero. Exactly. I'm negative 200 Bitcoin. So you can write that off in your taxes. Unrealized losses. You want to tax us on unrealized gains? Well, I lost it all in a boat accident. You owe me millions, bastards. I think Nibinator was bargaining Gary Gensler. Probably right. Gary's probably doing what he does best, being creepy. Creepy bastard.
I wanna soar.
Puerto Rico nights under Satoshi skies. Just try to stop this good time. No bad wolf's gonna try.
I will not confirm or deny what I own. I own between 1 SAT and 100,000 BTC. Well, at least you gave us a realistic range. So thank you, Oracle.
But bitty
1 SAT and 100,000 BTC. I love it.
wolves.
You can't deny.
From Bitcoin live streams to juicy.
How many people here do you think own over 1,000 Bitcoin? If you were to speculate, let me know. And how many people do you think own over 100 Bitcoin? How many people do you think own over 10 Bitcoin and 1 Bitcoin? If you guys want to speculate, it might be fun. Just guessing.
By the sea wet dreams.
Strawberry juicy.
This sexy vacation. It's an oceanfront kind of ecstasy.
Nobody has ever audited the Fed and most likely never will because they have no, I guess no one has any jurisdiction over them is the problem.
It's a 100K moist bitty dream.
Tell me more, boss man. My bitty king turns me on. Bitcoin. We're rebels, we're dreamers, we're the Bitcoin tribe.
Well, apparently you don't care. I'm just trying to create some conversation here, guys.
Living for the moment, I'm riding the rocket, living.
All right, the Oracle says 50 or more own 1 Bitcoin out of the 1,600 people watching. Right on. If so, that's pretty phenomenal. I lost mine in a rocket accident. Bathtub accident, rocket accident, streaming accident. I had some that my dog did stuff bottom of the daggone lake. Damn it. All the biddies are gone. So apparently the network owns all the Bitcoin. We have no individual ownership because it just belongs to the Bitcoin network. I don't have 11 coins. I was guessing that 11 people had a full coin. Oh, gotcha. So Poe was guessing 11. I'm pretty confident our audience, there's more than 11 people with a whole coin. I'd say that'd be extremely low considering a lot of you guys I have friendships with. So Like, no, we're more bullish than that. But good guess. You never know. Number 11, eh?
Vibe, bitty chemistry, bitty up. No diddy, get it up. Getting wet with our Bitcoin. Doing
Even my mom has like a whole Bitcoin. So I would assume everyone here must have one.
we're going point.
Bam, bitty fam.
Exactly. The blockchain has them. That's the correct answer. You generate. Nailed it. I had 2 biddies in 2020. I sold them and now I regret it. Just getting the 11 in there. That's what it's all about. Probably about to lose in the Devil's Den accident. Oh no. UFO accidents, the Devil's Den. Bats in the den for him. I lost all my Bitcoin on the Kraken sailboat. Oh snap. Jason Buck, were you there with us? Or was this a different sailboat? Yeah, so my mom got involved in Bitcoin, I think 3 years after I discovered it. It took 3 years for her to be orange pilled and like, you know what I mean? And it's her best investment she's ever made. But in all seriousness, tonight we are picking guitar and singing by the bonfire. Johnny Cash, that's a fact, Jack. Folsom Prison Blues. Good answer, JB. $1 million or 10? Yeah, so that was kind of the trick question. If you would have said if you can't ever convert it later and you got to hold it forever, obviously I would have chose the biddies. But at 80,000 per Bitcoin, I'll absolutely take the cash and buy more than 10 Bitcoin, as many as the Bitcoin I can buy with $1 million at today's price, which probably be closer to 13 Bitcoin today after the crash. You know what I mean? Whatever would be more advantageous to have the most Bitcoin, right? Mom and I are orange pilled. I ain't no Johnny Cash. I'm recording. They sing in the guitar. I keep the fire stoked. Tonight's going to be epic. Not quite 100K party epic, but still epic. Average house income is 80,000. I doubt at least 10 people here are whole coiners. Most people don't have 500 cash. Well, also keep in mind that the people that watch our stream are not your typical people. And some of the people have been in Bitcoin since 2011. So you got to keep that in mind. And then you got to keep in mind all the people not active in the chat who are incognito Satoshi mode, who are whole coiners. That's why I think way more than 11. What did I say? I said 38. If I was to guess, out of 1,700 people watching, I like to believe at least 38 of you are whole coiners. I could be completely off. Again, that's just a guess. I lost my in FTX. Most people can't save money. No, definitely true. The working class are unable to save because they're living paycheck to paycheck, right? I'd say maybe 20%, if that's maybe too advantageous, maybe 4% of people are in the investing class and they're able to save and make enough money to save and be an investor. But yeah, your average person's living paycheck to paycheck, and they're only a whole coiner if they got into Bitcoin a lot sooner versus just this year or something, right? 60,000 in play, only in spirit, Jason. Exactly. Gold market and futures open in 21 minutes. My kids' husbands and grandkids are all orange pilled, and they lost them in a rocket accident. Exactly. NASA and SpaceX says we send rockets to the moon, and that's apparently where we lose our Bitcoins. So divide those into the multiple coins and a factor of that too. And yeah, lots of people don't ever talk on here. We met some at the 100K party. Exactly. They're at Starbucks and Mickey D's. TNT tomorrow's news today. Oh boy, 20 minutes. 20 minutes, eh? Average the numbers don't lie. No one can catch up. Don't have to be an OG. It's like good luck catching up to Max Kaiser. I bet you Saylor's trying damn hard to do that. Best of luck to him. He's going to need it. What else can we play here? Oh, McGregor just launched the meme coin.
It's red panty night when you sign to find me, eh? Back at home with your wife. It's a celebration.
It's a celebration. 71 degrees. Feels like summer in Idaho. Picking me some potatoes. Some say potato, some say patata. Dollar cost average, $1 a day, and you'll be doing better than most. Exactly. Because most people don't do a damn thing and pull a hamstring. Like they're the damn king. It is sad how most of the population is enslaved. They don't even see the cage. Yeah, so talking about abolishing slavery and enslavement, I think slavery in the modern age is worse because people can't see the invisible chains. They don't even know what they don't know. Whereas at least slavery back in the day, people can see the chains, right? It was physically on them. Now it's a mental prison. So it's worse. You're right. One Bitcoin is 100 million Satoshis. Facts. No, I said you can catch up. Fill your cup. You don't have to overfill. Don't have to be Saylor. March forward like a soldier. Doo-doo. On Bitcoin mission. It's worth every effort. I believe that. Biddy up, Roger out. I'm a soldier. Doo-doo. My goal is to catch up to Satoshi. Well, you're doing a damn good job. After 2020, I'm okay. Can't see the chains. Like real talk, though. People go to school and they're just taught to be obedient slaves and they don't even know it. Just believe everything they're taught by the Rockefeller Foundation. Do you know Rockefeller Foundation is also responsible for creating Big Pharma? Do you know the Rockefeller Foundation is also responsible for founding the big cancer institute, whatever the main thing is? You think they have your best interest at hand? Think again, my friend. Biddy up, Roger out. I want to share some love. The poor peasants here. Be consistent and disciplined in whatever you do. The most valuable asset is time. Use wisely. Build a bitty business. Bet on yourself and quit the World War II or the W-2. Is that World War II or no? What is W-2? W-2 as in working for wages, receiving a W-2? Yes, these greedy mofos.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
My personal Jesus, my own personal Jesus. The phone and the media today is the chains. Not many people can break free. Good point. You're stuck on the TikTok algorithm. Meanwhile, I'm stuck on the biddy. Pretty little biddy. No diddy. Leave the dollar. Yeah, W-2 tax form. I gotcha. It took me a minute to comprehend that. Jesus sent me to Bitcoin. All good things come from him. Therefore, it's easy to see. Amen. Most people just don't see that they are enslaved. Correct. You don't know what you don't know. Blind leading the blind. Think about how retarded the average person is, and then just imagine the average teacher teaching a room full of children. Jesus for Bitcoin. You're so right. Most people live paycheck to paycheck. There's no way they can save. Yeah, and I understand. I've been through phases of that. I've struggled for years. I know what that's like. I mean, it's not easy. So it takes a lot of discipline, consistency to get ahead. And then once you're able to get ahead, you can save and turn that savings into investments. And the investor class are the ones that thrive because their money is working for them. What was one of the lessons from Rich Dad and Rich Dad, Poor Dad? You could either work for money or have money work for you. The wealthy class, money works for them. If you're a Bitcoiner, your Bitcoin's working for you. It's accruing gains. Automatic. I wish I could be paid in Satoshis. You can. Look into Jack Mahler's Strike. JV, finishing the song. Aha, aha, aha.
Come on, Barbie, let's go.
Guys, I confess I had that CD in my CD binder thing for my CD. That's awesome. She is a JV girl in a Bitcoin world. Oh my God. Yes, sir. JC, answer the phone. Pick up, please.
Pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You've got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up.
Like I said, the hardest thing for the peasant is to keep their wealth. Yeah, it's even harder. Agreed. It is harder to keep wealth and be disciplined to keep it and not fall victim to losing it than it is to create it. So if you think creating wealth is difficult, keeping it is more difficult. And I know that from firsthand experience. A lot of people that acquire any form of riches oftentimes lose it all and end up in a worse situation than they originally were in. Great example for that is lottery winners and people who come across a large sum of money unexpectedly and they don't know how to manage it. Even athletes, you know what I mean? They think the money's going to flow in forever. They get injured and all of a sudden they have a massive debt. And I speak on behalf of some of the people who perceive themselves as the wealthiest people, like the McGregors and Floyd Mayweathers. They get in financial trouble all the time. Hence why they got to do these shitty fights and come back. And Mike Tyson, another example, right? Was on top of the world at one point, lost everything, doing fights now. How old is that man? Crazy. Imagine 2028 when they give us the option to pay in fiat dollars or Satoshis. Not answering my phone. Let the dead bury the dead. Now sing it like Barbie Girl, JV. I don't know more of the lyrics.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
Something like that. Looks like the Bank of Japan will be the first bailout watch. She is a JV girl in a Bitcoin world. Sing it like a Barbie girl. Oh boy. Mayweather has more money than he can spend. Yeah, but he also gets in financial problems because they overspend. Remember when he was stuck in the Middle East? And we don't know his personal situation. And granted, he's more wealthy than all of us. It's fair to say. But I'm just saying, just because you acquire a lot of wealth does not make you wealthy for life. You're more than likely going to come across some financial hardships regardless how much money you make. And people don't get that, especially when your lifestyle continues to adapt to your finances, right? You start buying crazy shit. You end up upside down. Mayweather can't read. Exactly. Good point. Maybe I am tired. The IRS gets those poor peasants. I love Tyson, but he gave the win to Paul. Well, it was contracted. It was a private contract, and in a private contract, we don't know what the fuck it said. More than likely, it said, you cannot knock me out or you will not get your purse. And then Tyson was biting his fucking glove half the fight in, rage. Like, I can't knock this fucking kid out, motherfucker. That's my 2 Satoshis. Those fighters have crap money managers. Well, that too, and also not everyone learns money management. And they got to figure that shit out on their own, right? Like, a lot of people think if they make $10 million, they can just go spend $10 million. And then you get hit with a fucking $4 million tax bill at the end of the year, and you end up in prison for unable to pay your taxes. Like, it takes great responsibility to manage wealth. I understand money matters. I was just hoping Tyson came out. Damn lizard folk. Not that hard not to be stupid fool. I remember douchebag Jamie saying Bitcoiners would lose it all when it hit the moon, but they are too stupid to keep it. Fuck him. Referring to Jamie Dimon. Yeah, I second that. Speaking of Jamie Dimon, there's a song made about this guy.
Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the
Also, there's Jamie the Tapeworm, which is the best, but I digress.
true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers,
Anti-money laundering, tax avoidance,
anti-money laundering, tax avoidance.
3 million punch, wasn't it? I was saving money before the biddy. All of my children had a large college fund. That's awesome. Ready for the rocket ride. Laser eyes on the predators on all sides. All I ever wanted was a black Grand National. I got to be careful with those songs because of the copyright.
No plan B needed, I have the biddy. Bitcoin is my plan A, B, C, D, and E. There is no other plan for me. I am with the bit rip through the dips, biddy. Bitcoin, it's my plan A, B, C. C, D, and E.
I'm Team BTC.
Through God, Satoshi educated me. Through God, Satoshi freed me. Through God, Satoshi changed me. Plan A, B, C, D, and E. Bitcoin's the only financial plan for me.
Angels in the orange.
Angels in the orange. Yes, I said
Angels in the orange.
I see angels in the cold storage.
It's all in the orange.
Sunrise, sunset, hope alive. Bitcoin isn't a bet you have been told. Never forget, this is your chance to change the tides and make your own sunlight. Oranges grow in the glow of a new sunrise. Live orange, get your vitamin C on. Boost your financial immune system and your life quality. Orange plan is plan A, B, C, D, and E. Orange skies, endless rise. Freedom flies with open eyes. Ledger lines, the world aligns. No middlemen, no more confines. Truth engraved in blocks of time. Immutable, sublime. A full moon, bright, calling to.
By the way, that's one of my favorite tracks right here. Plan A, B, C, D, E. Lyrics are fire.
A better path, a better way. The code is law, no hands to sway or pay. Turn your brain on, get your Bitcoin. Plan A, B.
Of course, yeah. Mike Tyson is beyond legend. He's considered the greatest, especially of our generation, as boxers. Before my generation, I'd say maybe Muhammad Ali or Sugar Ray Robinson. Those were my favorite old school boxers. Also Rocky Marciano. He was like the only undisputed heavyweight champion. Unfortunately, he died in a plane accident way too young. And he was Italian, obviously. So I got to go with the Italian stallion. But besides that, of our generation, Tyson and Mayweather, different weight classes, obviously, but Tyson will always be legend. He's one of the greats. I believe the youngest heavyweight champion of all time. He was knocking out adults when he was 13 years old. He was built like a man from a young age. He had the best trainer of all time, Casamado. Unbothered by the bid he did. Word up. I'm worthy of success and wealth is always going to be available. Wood gains. Hardware, onion, Tor, coin, join it up this wet. Either way, the rivers can become very real. Team BTC.
B, C, D, and E. Bitcoin's the only plan for me.
Yeah, fuck the Pauls. I'm sick of their boxing. I actually saw Jake, believe it or not, I watched Jake Paul's fight in Puerto Rico when he fought the taxi driver. Can't make this shit up. I took my daughter to it. It was her first fight she ever went to. It was pretty cool, though. Cool atmosphere, but first round knockout. The guy was no competition, unfortunately. But yeah, they live here in Puerto Rico. If you didn't know, the Pauls live in Dorado Beach.
Decentralized, no inflation, taking your gains. Work for prosperity instead of sweating for them and buy Bitcoin. Chains broke.
My son is crying. He's trying to get me to forgive him for wanting his inheritance before I was gone. He spent it all. It's one of those lessons he had to figure out on his own. It is what it is. Are you going to make him learn the hard way, or are you going to give in?
Global economy, global ledger, global chance for everyone.
What about Pacquiao? 8 belts, 8 different weight classes. Yeah, Pacquiao is definitely a great, but he's not the greatest of all time because Floyd beat him. So Floyd is the GOAT. Floyd actually had a 50-0 boxing record. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's 50-0. It may have been the last fight against McGregor, which wasn't a real boxer, but nonetheless, Floyd ran through everybody, all the greats, including what's his name at a young age, the redhead dude, Canelo. So Floyd, as much as you may not like him because his personality and flamboyance, definitely one of the greats. My favorite lower weight person when I was a kid was Roy Jones Jr. His speed was just unmatched. And I actually got to meet Roy Jones by attending his fight. My uncle got me ringside tickets when I was a kid, back when I was training boxing. And it was pretty amazing. And that's where I got to meet George Foreman. Rest in peace. He shook my hand. And Roy Jones signed something for me. I wrote him a letter. So very cool people.
Plan B, there's no need.
Yeah, I think everyone would tune in to see Floyd get wrecked, and he would always wreck his opponents. That's just the thing. He was like the heel, right? There's people love to see or like want to win, and then there's the bad guy. And he's an example of playing the bad guy. But he wasn't always that way in his career. He switched it up when he became Floyd Money Mayweather. And that was like the nemesis side. And it just attracted more people to watch him. And he just attracted more money at the end of the day.
The seed that breaks the greed. This is the plan that works for you and me. We don't have to work for the masked men, don't you see? Bitcoin changes the past few.
He already signed the paperwork that he won't contest the inheritance after I'm gone. I might leave him 1 Bitcoin, but no more. He had to learn the hard way. I love it. I think you're a fantastic mama, Oracle, and that's awesome. Yes, he needs time to give him a chance. Maybe he can collect his inheritance at 50 years old. His dad was a schmuck. Oh, you're referring to there, Howard?
Future writing a new history. Be a part of the resistance. Buy the biddy. Orange is more than just a shade. It's the glow of wealth remade. Generational, inconfiscatable, immutable, impregnable. 5th level, it's sexy, sensational. It's Bitcoin. It goes doing, doing, like yummy bitty northbound doing. The pen and paper out of date, crypto keys dictate. Cold is the new hot, cold storage, sexy and banker control is not. Bitcoin is my map, my sea, full moon, my star, guiding me. Bitcoin is number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come on, guys. Do you wanna be prey or do you wanna be a hunter and thrive? You know you wanna do more than just stay alive. You wanna thrust, keep hope alive. It's number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's plan A, B, C, D, and E.
It's God hacking humanity.
The Citadel isn't just a city.
This is Bitcoin Camelot, just as pretty.
Hodl strong through dips, flats and bends. You are not too late as fiat deflates. Your journey just begins. Be your own superhero. Raise up, take a stand, change your plan. Orange, you're willing to do it. To dawn yourself to the moon. Be your own Superman. Be your own Superman.
That's a sexy plan.
Plan A, B, C, D, and E. Bitcoin's the only plan for me to as pretty. Hodl strong through dips, flats and bends. You are not too late as fiat deflates. Your journey.
What are we doing in the UK? Are people really getting imprisoned for posting on social media? Like, what the fuck is going on in the UK, bro? It says here, UK. Even Elon reposted it. After learning of the mother of the 3 young British girls, Lucy wrote, mass deportation now, set fire to all the effing hotels. I don't know what's going on, but the headline says British mother sentenced to 2 years in jail for an ex post. Imagine that. Yeah, we got free speech, guys. Say whatever you want. Elon has X. You can say anything you like. Free speech is back. We brought back Alex Jones. And then you say how you really feel, and then police show up at your door and arrest you and take away your children. Go fuck yourselves, forces of evil. Saylor says he's not selling. I'm not fucking selling. I'm not selling. Let's go.
Just begin plan A, B, C, D, and E. Bitcoin's the only plan for me.